Hiya. Alright. Hiya, I'm Craig Bradley and I'm that poetry bloke. And this is Mini-Me. Hello. And I'm here today to talk to you about the Summer Reading Challenge. And I'm going to read it out. Just stay still, okay? Get ready for a whole heap of fun with the Summer Reading Challenge 2020. And this year's theme is the Silly Squad. Silly Squad. Don't know how they picked me. To join the Silly Squad, you need to read at least 6. How many? 6. 6 library books over the summer, right? And collect tickets to complete your special Funhouse poster. It's fun, lots of fun, and totally free to take part. So find out for more details, go to your local library, log on their website, because you can't go in at the moment, can we? Go to the website and have a look, and I'll look at the sillysquad.org.uk. And that's to promote reading and having fun with books and things like that. And because I can't go, actually, at the moment, into the libraries, where I would be normally, and speak to people, we're doing the next best thing. What are we doing? We're doing the next best thing. And what we're doing is the next best thing. What we're doing is some films, which you're going to show on the website and things like that, all that technical stuff that they do. And I'm going to make some films for the libraries on all sorts of subjects. Reading, might do that, might talk about nature. I don't know, whatever happens. It'll be good fun. And I hope you enjoy those films. And so this is me, Craig Bradley, and him, the Silly Squad, saying, see you later and take care and be sensible. Okay? Okay. Yeah. Hey, look, here's some of the books in my house. There's books all over my house. In fact, I think my house is one big book. This is some of the books that I'm looking at now at the moment. There's bookcases everywhere. This is just one of them in the room where I scribble around and play about with words and make words dance. Look at some of these books here. All sorts of books and all sorts of sizes and all sorts of subjects. They're fantastic. They really are magical. Let me just show you a few. Look at this one here. Look at that one. Hey, little book, little magic book. What's in there? This, I do like old books, because I'm really old now. Look at that. Look at that guy. Hey, who are you? He's called Edmund Spenser. And I think this particular book, this book is from 1924, but it was written way back, Edmund Spenser. A bit like Billy Shakespeare. Brilliant. Hey, look at this. I won't show you too many old books. Don't worry. Look at that. That is brilliant, that. That's by a bloke called William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth. Look at that book. And if you do this, it sounds like a car door slamming. Look at that. Complete with dust. William Wordsworth. You might know him. You might get to know him. He wrote loads of great old poems. He walked round. He was born and grew up in the Lake District. Do you know where the Lake District is? You might have been, if you're lucky. He used to walk round with brogues on and velvet pantaloons. Just what a great word. Pantaloon. Imagine getting up in the morning and having to put your pantaloons on and go down to school. That's what William did. He put his pantaloons on and a big velvet, a fancy coat called a frock coat. And he used to walk round up big mountains in the Lake District with his book in his pocket. And he used to write brilliant poems, I think, about nature. That was William Wordsworth's thing. Nature. Birds. Daffodils, famously. I first saw all these lovely books in 2 places. Once at my grandma's house, because my grandma liked all these kind of books, these old guys and ladies writing these brilliant old books. But mainly, I found out in the library. In the library down my street. My first library was a place called Abbey Park Library. I lived on a big estate and it was called Abbey Park Estate. And it had some shops, it had a bread shop, it had a butcher's shop, a greengrocer's shop, and on the corner was the best shop. On the corner was the library. And my mum or my gran took me there. Me and my brother and my two sisters, we went there. I remember it being dark, winter time. And we went to the library, and it was a lit up building. And we went in, it was magical. I went in there, and it was like coming home. Loads and loads of books, of all sorts of kinds of books, and all sorts of magical subjects. And because I was only about 7 or 8 years old, in them days, we used to get a little ticket, a little library ticket, and it was a pink one. And you used to get a little ticket like this. And I said to the lady, right, how many books can we borrow? She went, you can borrow 10 books. 10 books for nothing. It's fantastic. And I got all sorts of books. And not just story books and poetry books. I got all sorts of books. And I still like all sorts of books now. And that was so important for me, going there when I was young, when I was 7 or 8 years old. I liked books anyway. And we had a few books like this at home. My mum and dad didn't really read that much, but we had a few books. The reader was my grandma. She had a room full of books. All sorts of books. And I like all sorts of books. Do you like all sorts of books? I hope you do. Let me show you here. There's all sorts here. I mean, look at this one. I like going walking round here. Wild flowers. That doesn't mean flowers that are mad. I'm wild. It means flowers that grow wild. You see, I told you about William Wordsworth. Old William, who walked around the Lake District. He wrote loads of poems about flowers and things like that. His famous one was called Daffodils. You might check that out one time. You might have to read that for an English GCSE. It's beautiful. Wild flowers, look, also, that's what they call a reference book. So when I'm walking down the street, I go, that's a nice little red flower. What is it? And I go like this. And I might find out what it is. Books with pictures. I still like books with pictures. So that's wild flowers. And look at this one. Birds as well. Little book there. All sorts of books, different sizes for different people and different adventures. Look at that. Birds, again, nature. Maybe William Wordsworth influenced me more than I think. That's that. That's another reference book. And then we're coming down here. What have we got in it? Hang on a minute. Look at that. That is a little Spanish school dictionary, which they use. It doesn't mean they use it in Spanish schools. Maybe they do. Look at that. Dictionary. All the words are in here. Look at this word here. Trousers. What's the chances of that? Trousers. Look at this word here. What's that word there? Japanese. Japanese trousers. What's that there? Triangular. Estimate. Brilliant book. I've always loved words, and that's where I really got into reading when I was younger. I just loved words. These things here are just little squiggles on the page, but they make sense. And that, to me, is magical. Absolutely magical. Spanish dictionary. Wow, look at that. Anyway, what's this? There's all sorts on this magic bookcase. What else have we got? Oh, hang on. There's something like... Who wrote this? Oh, who's this? Oh, I've got to show you this one. This, one of my favourite books. It's called The Last of the Mohicans. What a great word. That's the first time I'd ever heard that word. I got this book for Christmas when I was 10 years old. 3,000 years ago. I got this book for Christmas. And I know that. You know why? Because look there, can you see? It says Craig Bradley. And that's me. Craig Bradley. 1974. I was 10. And I read it by James Fenimore Cooper. Fenimore. I'd never heard that name before. Never heard Mohicans. You read new books, you get new words. Fantastic. Your brain expanding. Your mind getting bigger. It's brilliant. And I'm now, without reading all those books, and perhaps without libraries, and certainly without my grandma, I don't know if I'd ever written a poem. And you start writing, and then you start reading. Look at this. You start writing, you start reading. Look at him. That's a while ago. My hair's a different colour now. But I'm going to read this one. Oh, hang on, you might have noticed something else. This Isn't a book, is it? This is a saxophone. A musical instrument's fantastic. I'm going to learn how to read it. You know what I'm going to learn? So I'm going to get a book, How to Play the Saxophone. And it's full of stuff like this. Look at that. A book full of music. It's full of music. Look at that. Hogwarts, leaving Hogwarts. Eh? All sorts of that. You can write music down. You can get music in books. That is clever. Right, look at this. All sorts. I want to show you a few more books before we finish. Emile and the Detective. This book was written in 1931, before the war. That's Emile. He's all over. There he is. Very clever he is. A detective. A boy detective. Written by Eric Kastner. 1931. Fantastic that. Got that one. That's what I've had that for ages. Look at these books here. Woo! All sorts of books. Now you might know this lady. It's a bit old-fashioned, I have to admit, these days. But look at that one. The Naughtiest Girl Again. Look at that one. The Magic Faraway Tree. It might be that tree. That looks pretty far away. And look at this. The Children of Willow Farm. All these books and all those books, big list. She wrote hundreds of books and her name was Enid Blyton. Ask your grandma or your granddad about her. She wrote loads of books, out of fashion now, but for me, a massive influence. Such an influence, in fact. Oh, look, I want to show you one more thing. That's a classic. It's called a classic, that. And people say, well, what is a classic? It's a good question. I think a classic is a book that's been written quite a while ago, 20, 30 years, but people still read it and they still love it. And it never seems to get old. And that is The Wind in the Willows. A lot of these books, these classic books, have been turned into films, and you might know them through that, and that's okay. You can always read the book there, though, if you want to. Just think of that. Lots of films you see were once books. That's how they started. They started out as an idea. Someone got a pen, wrote that idea down, it turned into a book, and that book, years later, turned into a film. Wow, that is magic. One more to show you. Oh, I've got a book here. Yeah. This is another classic. Philippa Pierce. Tom's Midnight Garden. Now this book, I'm reading it again. This book is about a boy called Tom. And he goes into the garden. When does he go in? He goes in, what? He goes in at midnight. That's why it's called Tom's Midnight Garden. This is a lovely book. Absolutely beautiful. Very well written. Great stuff. Hey, you might know it. Hope you do. If you don't, give it a go. Why not? Right, let's have a look now. I've got time for one more. Yeah. I'm going to read this poem out if I can find it. It's called Read Yourself Away. In the library, you're never alone, with a world of books to call your own. Monsters and pirates and wizards and elves, and they're waiting for you on the shelves. Books with maps in, books with cars, books with horses and books with stars. And books are just like little boats flowing with the tide. They open up a brand new world when you look inside. And if you've never opened one, why not start today and sail? Whoa! Sail into a sea of books and read yourself away. Hello! Books are full of words, and this next poem is all about words, about the time the words had a party, and it's called Word Party. Disco was first on the dance floor, giggle came for the laugh. Bongo got into the rhythm, and Bubble stayed in for a bath. Crisp came in a packet, and Peanut came out of his shell. Gossip told all the stories, Secret didn't tell. Hungry ate all the sarnies, Greedy had more than his share. Sponge was washing his car, Shampoo was washing her hair. Sneaky got in without paying. Patience stood in the queue, and Serious stood without smiling. Smelly stood by the loo. Thirsty started drinking. Sniffle started to sneeze. Naughty started a food fight, and Pizza got covered in cheese. Friendly was laughing and waving. Diamond shone like a jewel. Music played the trumpet, and Joker played the fool. The impossible sausages. The impossible sausages. We are the impossible sausages. No one can resist. We're always number one on your shopping list. We're the impossible sausages. We are pretty flash. A sizzle for your sandwich, a banger for your mash. It's impossible not to like us. We'll make you lick your lips. We're brilliant with beans. We're chip-tastic with chips. We're the impossible sausages. A toad for your roll. We're the ones for you. We are sausage rock and roll. We're the impossible sausages, the nation's favourite tea. So cook me up a storm and make a meal of me. A poem out of an old book of mine, inspired by a young man I met in a school who had some sausages for his dinner and said, it's impossible not to like him. And that's the thing. That's the great thing about poems. They're all over the place. All I've got to do is to learn to look. And I've got a few tips I'm going to share with you now. Questions I've been asked over the years. The most common questions. I get asked all sorts. These are the poetry questions that I get asked a lot. I'm going to try and answer them now. 3, 2, 1. Number 1. How do you write poems? That is a good question. It's a big question. I'll try and answer that in a minute. Where do you get your ideas? Yeah, that's a good question. That ideas, well, they're everywhere. Don't be scared of that. They're everywhere. You've got a million right now. Number 3. Rhyme, rhythm, and repeat. Rhyme, rhythm, and repeat. A walking down Coronation. You said it. Street. Number 1. How do you write poems? There's a million ways to write poems. You can write big poems. Little baby poems. You can write poems that rhyme, poems that don't, poems that go on forever. You can write little poems. Good. You can write poems about things that don't normally get written about. Things like blue tack, or under the settee, or on the back of the door, or that little leaf that's falling down from the tree. Poems are everywhere, and how you write them is up to you. Think them, say them out loud, that's important, and have fun with it. Have fun with them and have a go. Right, have a go. Of course, the best way to get into writing poems, you know what I'm going to say, is to read them. Where do you get books from? The library! Go down to your library when we can get back in. Go down and just get any poems you like. Get loads of books. Don't be scared. Open a page. Read a poem. If you don't like it, turn the page. There's a million more waiting for you. And hopefully you'll find some poems you like by people who write those, and you might go on to read some more books by the same people. Poems. There's all kinds of different poems for all kinds of different people. Just practice. How do you get good at anything? You practice, don't you? Where do you get your ideas from? All over the place. Like I said earlier about the impossible sausages. They're everywhere. You've got to look around. Learning to look. Learning to listen. See what's good and have a try things out. Try things out. You might come up with an idea. And that's something else. I think the title is often forgotten about. Titles are very important. If I said to you, here's a poem called The Blue Umbrella, you'd go, umbrella. Is it raining? It's an umbrella. I don't use an umbrella, but my mum's got an umbrella. Is it about somebody's mum? Why is it blue? Oh, well, the sky's blue. Is that important? Umbrella. Are they going outside? Where are they going? The poem, the title you give a poem, the name of the poem. You've got a name. Give your poem a name, and it's working before you even start to read it out. Rhyme, rhythm, and repeat. Every poem should have these 3 things in. Rhyme, rhythm, and repeat. You know what rhyme is? Easy peasy lemon. That's it. You know what rhythm is? Yeah, it's got heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. Just like we have. And it repeats things. Rhyming is repeating the sound, the same sound of things. So that's some dead basic tips about writing poems. Have fun with writing poems. Don't worry about it. Write about anything you want. Scribble things out, rip them out of the book, screw them up and tear them away. Nothing's wasted when you're writing a poem out. You might think, that poem's not very good. Doesn't matter. And the great thing is, you know it's not good. That means you're getting better. So have fun with poems, I do. I'm going to read another one out now. This is a poem. It's the last poem I'll read in this little section. And it's called Last. Woo-hoo-hoo! Last. Here we go. This has got all the things we talked about. It's got the rhyme, the rhythm, and it's all going on in here. In fact, I'll give it a heartbeat to get us going. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last bottle in the crate. Last pea on the plate. Last star in the sky. Last tear in your eye. Last crisp in the packet. Last trouser, shirt and jacket. Last loaf in the shop. Last bucket. Last mop. Last match in the box. Last pair of sweaty socks. Last smile that you smiled. Last lion in the wild. We're getting going now like a train, getting a bit faster. Last wish that came true. Last time you got the flu. Last dream that you had. Last apple gone bad. Last grin that you grinned. Last whisper on the wind. Last chance that you took. The last poem in this book. Good luck with your poems. Right, hope you thought that was all right. We enjoyed making that film. I really enjoyed it. It was good, that one. Did you enjoy doing that? You are? Did you enjoy doing that film? Yeah. He did, I'm sure. Hope you enjoyed it and got something out of it. Made you smile a little bit. That's good. And remember, we're doing a few more films for your library, so check out your local library website details about times and things like that. Good luck with the summer reading challenge. Are you doing it? You are doing it. He's doing it. Yeah. And remember, check out the sillysquad.org.uk for more stuff about free stuff like bookmarks and stickers and things like that. So, see you later. Take care and stay safe. And see you later. See you later. See you later.